I know, right? We'll keep giving it to you all back to back, hits after hits. Yeah, we're moving on now to our relationship segment on the show. And while some marriages are past the point of redemption, others can and should be fought for. Ebenezer Diallo is here, of course, to discuss fighting for your marriage. He's the provost of Marriage Builder Academy and the founder of Sexual Purity Campaign Initiative, which he runs in secondary schools. You're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ebenezer. How are you doing this morning?
I'm fine. I'm doing well.
Great. Let's dive right into it. Fighting for your marriage. At what point in your marriage should you fight for it? What are the signs that you should look out for that tells you that your marriage needs to be fought for and it needs help?
Even when your marriage is at peace,
you need to fight for it.
Fight for it.
Wow.
So It's not only those who are having problem in marriage that should fight for their marriage. Even at the time when there is peace, still fight for that marriage, because there are forces that are fighting against that marriage.
Forces? What forces are you
Now, when we say forces, I'm not just talking about demons, witches.
It's ringing
there are
bells in
social
my head.
forces that can fight against a marriage.
Okay, you mind to expatiate
for
on
example,
what forces are?
you know, the kind of how we live in Lagos, for example, everyone is busy.
Yes.
The husband goes out in the morning, the wife goes out in the morning. The children could be left at home. So you are not fighting for the partnership of that marriage. You can be sleeping on the same bed, you can still be Mr. and Mrs., and you are drifting apart because there is no bonding. So you need to fight for your marriage, fight for the partnership of your marriage, fight for the peace of your marriage, fight for the parenting of your children, fight for the prosperity of your marriage, fight for, you know, the pleasure of your marriage, even sexual pleasure between husband and wife.
Okay, maybe it is time that we established what this fighting you're talking about.
Okay, what it means is...
Because someone watching now is like, I don't understand. Am I in a boxing ring? Is the marriage a boxing ring that I have to keep constantly
fighting? Now, it simply means you defend your marriage. Okay. Do everything in your power to defend your marriage, the progress of your marriage, knowing fully well that it is not automatic that the marriage will be going fine. Things could come, it could be in-laws that will come into the marriage, third party, to destroy the peace of that marriage. So husband and wife are doing everything to contend for the stability, the blissfulness of the marriage, the union of the marriage, so that everything coming from anywhere, the two of you are fighting against it so that it will not overpower your marriage. All
right, quickly before we wrap up, now let's talk about being in a relationship with your partner who has given up on that relationship, or who is no longer interested in that marriage. What do you do in that kind of situation?
I believe there is hope for every marriage.
Okay.
As long as couples are ready to work things out.
Yeah, but where you have the other party who's saying, I'm done, I don't want to do this anymore, can we just, stay apart?
If you discover that you can't convince him, you might need to bring in a therapist, a counselor, or someone that can speak with the person. I've seen a lot of people who say, I'm done with this marriage. I've handled a lot of cases where people will pack out, separate for 4 months, 6 months, and everything. And when we step in by the grace of God, through counseling, therapy, and everything, we reunite them. In fact, one happened recently that I had to join them together. I did another wedding for them.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, so I believe there is hope if couples are ready to work it out. If you cannot convince your spouse to stay, bring in someone else to help, except if it is now life-threatening. When it becomes life-threatening, domestic violence and everything, then we might tell them to separate, to stay apart, so that life will not be lost in the process. So you can stay apart and be fighting for the marriage, not stay inside the abusive marriage until you die.
You know, this actually brings to mind something that you said earlier on. Experts actually advise for parents to occasionally take a break, go on sabbatical. That is what that period or that break is called. What do you have to say about this?
Why should that happen?
Well, they say sometimes it's good for the, emotional and mental well-being.
You mean to leave the marriage for a while?
Yes, just take a break.
Well, if there's tension at home, if there's problem then you could do that.
Okay.
You know, like maybe where you are feeling choking, and then maybe there's life-threatening situation and everything, then take a sabbatical.
But in other words, you're saying that it's not the one advice. It's not advice.
If I'm happy with you, we continue. We can be here till next year. If you are fine. But once I discover that you are not giving me happiness, I move away from you. So if there's joy at home, peace, intimacy, marriage is a lifetime thing. You don't go on holiday.
Okay. Now that you talked about there's peace, there's intimacy, and everything that is ideal for your marriage to function, what's the essence of fighting? There's no need to fight.
There's no need to fight. You don't fight in marriage. You fight for your marriage. For the marriage.
Okay. So it is only when there is a threatening situation or there seems to be forces that you now begin to attack or defend it.
The marriage, exactly.
Thank you so much, Ebenezer. I just wanted to establish that for sharing this insightful conversation with us. I didn't think that I didn't think that there was any need to fight for, but hey, I guess, well, we are all on this journey to fight for what's actually ours. We have to go on a quick break now, people. An interesting guest coming up soon. Stay with us.